All right, it's still Good Morning Anambra show on a Thursday morning, the 26th day of June 2025. And we're so delighted to let you know that today in Anambra State and beyond, there are measures being taken to see that citizens of this state and beyond are safe from the hands of hoodlums. In the studio, we've been joined by the State Commandant, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Anambra State. He is Commandant Maku Olatunde Adekunle. It's good to have you in the studio, Commandant.
Thank you, madam.
You're welcome.
It's a pleasure.
You're welcome.
And we'll be discussing safeguarding interstate boundaries for our safety. And if you know, as a citizen of this state, the mantra of Mr. Governor is, if you see something, say something. Security is everyone's responsibility, even though we have the paramilitary who are trained in order to fish out the unscrupulous elements in the society. But you, as a citizen in the Anambra, you equally have a role to play in order to make our place a prosperous and a safe haven. And then that's what we'll be discussing this morning, safeguarding interstate boundaries for our safety.
All right. Commandant, please, there's something I observed. I want to start that way. You know, traveling to Uyo from Anambra State, the moment we entered the boundary between Abia, I think it's Abia and Uyo, we saw a group of what do they for customs? We saw custom, we saw police, we saw immigration, we saw road safety on a particular spot, you know, and they used something to barricade. So somebody, that was my first time actually. That was when somebody told me that this is the boundary that we are now entering Uyo. So, but I've not really seen that. What I usually see from Enugu, you see checkpoints for police or whatever. Then you see police posts, you know, going to Enugu. Then you have a boundary from Delta to. So I've not really seen such combined team. Now let us know, as a civil defense commercial, you know, commandant, sorry, you know, how you people do you collaborate with police to standards, you know, boundaries, because that's what we are looking at. Boundaries between Delta and Anambra has boundary. Anambra with other states has boundaries. To tell us how you are doing it.
So, madam, it's a pleasure. The interstate or intrastate boundaries protection and security is the business of all security agencies. What I mean business, we are all in joint collaboration, synergy, cooperation to secure the state boundaries. Whether it's from Abia, whether it's from Delta, Enugu, Imo, and other state boundaries that borders Anambra. Our concern is to ensure everybody can go and do their businesses without let or hindrance. We have been having quite robust synergies with Nigerian Army, Nigerian Navy, Nigerian Police, the DSS, and other paramilitary agencies. When it has to do with traffic control, you will see road safety in the forefront, helping to make sure that there is traffic, access control. Let me use that language, proper access control. We notice some influx or some irredentities. That is, some people moving into the state and committing criminality and escaping. So we upscale our security deliverables in that regards, but everybody has their own strategy. The strategy being used in Anambra might not be peculiar or the same with that of maybe Abia and Uyo concerning interstate boundaries, protection and security. Now, there have been some quite, what I call unfortunate development in the state, where you will see some of these irredentities on the cyber elements, they will come and attack and escape into the bush. So while you are seeing maybe a particular agency on the road, on checkpoint, there are so many of us who are spread in the bushes and neighboring.
That
yes.
was what I was actually wondering right now.
So if somebody, it used to be, they have it an easy ride in some other state, but in Anambra, it's not the same. We always have security meetings with Mr. Governor, who are giving us a lot of encouragement and support. May God continue to give him strength to pilot the affair of the state the way he has been doing. The encouragement is enormous. Not only will he encourage you concerning operational support, even we talk of office and residential, he has always been there.
Thank you so much for that submission. Now you're talking about having good working collaboration with other paramilitary, the army, the police, the navy, as we all have them in this part of the state. But then the collaboration with citizens, because the mantra of the governor is if you see something, you say something. And there was even a time there was a bounty on intel gathering from citizens that you'll be rewarded and your identity will be protected. Have you had instances where people come up and tell you that things like this are festering around my area, crime and the rest of it all, and then actions were taken to that effect?
Thank you. You know, when you see improvement in security,
yeah,
and you see Mr. Governor talking in a particular direction, I used to ask Mr. Governor, you are a professor, you are an academician. Are you sure you did not go to any military school or you have learned some security, maybe you are gone for security studies? Because when you see him talking, he's talking on security deliverables that are very effective and efficient. Now, we cannot come here and be telling you so and so person gave us information. And maybe,
no. I'm not talking about disclosing the people.
No, but what we are telling you is that is working very well.
Okay.
Working very well. There are some situations of recent somebody was kidnapped and you see the person released. You see some instances, they will be busted in their camps. There are so many of the camps in the state. There was a location, even in the state, they have their command and control center. And intelligence was gathered, it was shared, and we busted it. It was so massive, particularly in Ijikoka, that's Owa Forest. And then of recent, we are looking at the angle and the side, this side of Igbakuba and Soko, Bafimele and Ashala and all these assets. So many of them now, they are relocating. They are even going to Ayamelu, assets of the state. They were at first operating very well in Hiala, when you go towards Aguata, then Ogbaru. But when the heat was tough on them, they are relocating, they are re-strategizing. Mr. Governor is aware of this, some of this, their strategy, because we normally talk, and all of us, we understand what they are doing. And now that there is rain, then you know that the bushes, the forests are very difficult to penetrate, to access. So they have what they are doing. But one of the most wicked things they were doing is that you see Mr. Governor doing massively on road construction. Because even me, I'm impressed and surprised and amazed that somebody who is not borrowing money is constructing road in this way. Had he been borrowing money, what will he have been able to, what will he have done? You see government lodge, you see government house, new government house for the first time, the one that anywhere can stand the test of time. But some of these child locks elements, criminal elements, they will go and dig that kind of road and they use this cylinder. This normal cylinder you use.
Cooking gas?
Yeah, that's cylinder that they use for cooking gas cylinder at home. And you know, IED, improvised explosive device.
Yeah.
Yes. Then they will lace it on the road, innocent citizens, and even operative at times, if not for detectors, bomb detectors, IED detectors that we use, a lot will have been a victim of their act. Now, they were again go into a sophisticated aspect, what we call VBID. VBID means vehicle-borne improvised explosive device. What are they using now? Now, the suicide, you can now see suicide bomber or a lone vehicle park. You will think that maybe the vehicle has fault on the road, and when the vehicle is coming, maybe with passenger, another one, you just hear explosion. But we were able to neutralize those intentions and maybe their plan. So there are so many things we can say. There are others we cannot say.
Now, you know, we have a lot of security apparatus in this nation, and you will agree with me that a lot of the Anambra may not really know the difference between civil defense and police. So we have the police, we have the army, we have the civil defense. If you don't mind, you know, can you let Anambra really understand your primary responsibility in the area of security?
Thank you, madam. You know, we have what is called core mandate, and we have what we call complementary mandate. Our core mandate has to do with energy, oil, and gas.
And if there is any difference between
Yes,
you and police?
yes, that's what I'm trying to say now. When you talk of Nigerian Navy equally deal with oil and gas, but their own is on the waters, on the ocean.
That concerns that.
What I mean, when we talk of oil and gas, Nigerian Navy deal on it on the waters. But when it's on the land, it's Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps that is actually saddled, not only to protect, we will secure critical national, state, and local government assets, and those assets that are of critical concern to the citizen, that have importance, general importance, crucial importance to the citizen. Like when you talk of EDC now, is of a private concern, but it's a critical asset. That's why you see when we talk of transformer, you talk of all their facilities. We are the one protecting. We have had a robust relationship with the management of EDC. And equally, when you talk of gas, you know, we ensure that pipelines, though we have pipelines operations and gas operations, oil operations, when we talk of drilling, only in Aguata, and to some extent now we are trying to see something of such coming up in our Yamelu and Uyiasis. Now, we are the agency of note, SADU. So we protect. Then there is issue of what we call checkmating. What we call checkmating illegality, racketeering, petroleum product racketeering. We checkmate it. For instance, there are situations where you can see somebody who is under dispensing. We ensure that one with DPR, we ensure that that does not take place. We ensure enforcement in that area of regulation that has to do with that. Then it's possible somebody is involved in adulteration. We have seen somebody who will put water. Having a driver will remove some quantity of PMS, then AGO or DPK, and they will remove some quantity, and when they remove, they will replace it back with water. And you now imagine somebody putting water to power his vehicle. Then the vehicle will break down on the road. There are situations where we see what is called transloading. A vehicle now who is used to be, they use it to transload or to transport PMS. And somebody will now, having discharged the PMS, they will now transload kerosene into it. So you know the meaning. When a poor woman now maybe is using that in this normal stove, kerosene stove, explosion will take place. But we discovered that in the past few years, that has never happened in Anambra. Because of what we are doing, we ensure that we checkmate all unwholesome practices in the oil, gas, and energy sector. Then critical installations like railways, you know, all these things I'm telling you, they are the core mandate of NSCDC. We don't share it with any other person. Anyone doing it, they are not agency of note, they are just helping us or violating the statutory responsibility that is assigned to us by not concentrating on their own area of responsibility. Now, we are the lead agency in that regards, oil, gas, and energy, when we are talking of Nigeria, whether state, federal, local government, and other private concerns that are critical in nature. Then you look at private gas company, PGC, their licensing, their registration, licensing, regulation, monitoring, training, the renewal of their licenses is done by Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps. We generate revenue for the government. No any agency or government is saddled with that responsibility. It's only Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps that is assigned that responsibility. Then we can now talk of complementary roles. We know every security agency is saddled with protection of life and property, ensuring law and order, maintenance of law and order. So, and in that regards, in all this area we are talking now, maybe crowd control, monitoring on trade unions, then let me talk about disaster management. Yes, disaster management, we are equally collaborating with NEMA, National Emergency Agency.
Your job is plenty.
Yes,
Your
yes.
job is really
But
much.
I've already told you our
Do you stand on the road to do a stop and search? Like
no, we don't do stop and search.
Okay,
what
there's
we
a
do is,
question I want to bring
let me just clarify that.
Okay.
We don't do checkpoint, we don't do stop and search. What we do is we monitor and ensure on our command where we are lead agency that anytime you see on the road we are looking, this truck moving, is he actually carrying legal product? Is he legally operating? Then you might, except there are situations where we have noticed, maybe somebody is moving, a criminal is moving from one location.
In other words, you can say that you are the eye of the Navy on
No, we are not eye on the Navy. We are eye of the nation. Of the nation.
Okay.
Concerning our core mandate in energy, oil, and gas.
Okay.
Why the Navy is, though I'm not speaking for them, they operate on the waters. That is, you understand?
Right.
Then there are collaboration between us. Then equally between us and Nigerian Army, there have been a lot of collaborations. Like this very week, there was a very powerful collaboration that the highest or the most massive artisanal refinery, where some, in a layman language, you can call it bunkering, which is illegal operation taking place in the state. We busted it. It was a collaboration between all Nigerian Army, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, and Nigerian Navy. That was massive. And that operation has been going on for some time. We now busted it. This week we are in. There was another, I think about a month and a half ago, in Oyi. There was equally an illegal patrol station sited in the midst of the citizen, or where people are living, which is not ideal. It's not supposed to be so. So we busted it. You will even see like a soccer way. That is where the tank of the PMS is located. Then there is surface tank for AGO. And this can lead to fire or explosion at any time. It can take place. So we have to seal those locations and make some arrests. And the investigation is currently ongoing concerning the product they were dispensing there, whether they are actually original or adulterated products.
Okay. Yes. Thank you so much. You really have a lot in safeguarding the lives of Nigerians, not just in the Anambra. Well, at this junction, we want to call on the short break. We'll go on a short break and then get to feel the pulse of our parliamentarians on the discourse we are having in the studio. Don't go anywhere. The show continues after this.
The government needs to provide tight security, to avoid all these conflicts, especially all these killings all over the Nigeria, especially in Benue State. As you can see, what is currently happening there. So we need the government to provide tight security. With that, I believe that lives and properties will be protected.
Easy. Our government to import CCTV camera so that onye ọbụla nọ shop ya face loser or building ya face loser ọbụla mandatory na onye anwa ya enwe CCTV camera. Government ye na monitor. Government nwere ike ime audit based on farm mini bulk importation. You know, China we sell those things cheap.
Mobilize our youth from the villages, all the villages that is close to the boundaries. They're supposed to be there. Then, with the help of the policemen, also they work together. The policemen should work together with the community, the youth. I think that will help us. So we'll go far with them.
What we have to do is to, as governor, I think that is the work of governor. So you bring security, because really that security is a problem we have now in everywhere. But the Anambra state here, although he's trying, the governor is trying really now, because I know how it is in my town before. But right now, we have no more thieves, one chance, kidnapping, all those people like before. If you carry big motor, like now, my people are coming home now, but before they don't come home because of if you come, they carry you. Begin to call 20 million, 30 million. So, but right now, the Anambra, the governor is trying, really, he's trying.
It can only be made easy if we play our contributory roles in definitely aiding the security operatives in giving them vital information on those people that are there perpetrating this crime. Because, take it or leave it, the people perpetrating crimes are not ghosts. They are one of us. They have families. They are human beings like us. I think it will make it a whole lot better when we relay such threats within our neighborhood. Just like one person said, that we are beginning to sleep with our eyes closed in this part of the world, and that's what we are actually discussing in this in the studio here, talking about safety, intra-border patrol and the rest of it, and how it can help build security and business prosperity. Like you all know, a place that doesn't have security, business definitely cannot thrive. And now, let me get back to the state commander here in the studio. You said that a whole lot of collaboration is been going with the road safety and then other security agencies. From what you said about the core mandate of your establishment, it means you're saddled with a whole lot. Unfortunately, we don't have the police to actually ask them what it is that they are doing here. But we all know that the police, we know, the little we know, they stop and search and the rest of it all. Now, based on what you have said so much, how easy are Nigerians complying with your core mandate in trying to make the job a lot easy? I'm sure most Nigerians don't know most of what you said. Is there a way you can create more sensitization so that Nigerians get to know and then don't take your matters to the police?
Now, the Honorable Minister of Interior, who you can call the overall head of the agency or the services in the Ministry of Interior, has given us a lot of support and enablement to do the job. And from that, we are equally, and that's one of the reasons I'm here, to make an average in the Anambra understand more what we do. In the area of collaboration and synergy and all that is needed, what we call trainings of officers and men, our amiable Commandant General has been doing a lot in that regard, training, continuous training, and manpower development has been going on. And that's why you see Anambra collaborating with the Delta State Command of the Corps for joint border protection and security of critical national assets, particularly when you look at the incident that happened about 6 months ago on that second Niger bridge, where the clip manhole was about being carted away. you remember,
Yeah.
we have to immediately race to that location and ensure that those critical assets were not taken away. And since that time, we have been putting high. Then also, you know, bunkering activity takes places almost every day on the water, but not on the waters of Anambra and now Delta now, because we are putting strategy in place, joint strategy, joint patrol on the waters. Are you understanding me now?
Yeah.
So that every of those activities will be nipping. And you know, Tompolo, Security Services Limited is equally having a lot of synergy and collaboration with us on the waters, so that every activity that is illegal is nipped in the bud.
Okay.
That will not encourage
illegal bunkering.
All right, our time is fast spent here. You know, there's something we said earlier that I want you to stress. You know, there's this saying by Igbo people, there's an chikabona anota akaleze. That's that the Igwe is doing well, is that when you hear something, you come and let him know. Now, the mantra of governor is that if you see something, say something. And you know that Nigerians are not really that bold to take information to security operators in Nigeria, owing that most times they say that the information leaks and they are attacked, so something like that. So you said something that it seems people come to you to give you information of areas to focus your job and to do well for the state. So what are you telling the Anambra? Are they safe to come to you with informations that will aid the successful operation of civil defense in the state?
Actually, whistleblower, they are very safe when they come to us. You know, you were talking about seeing the Nigerian police and the Agune Chamber. In most of those operations, we are there. But you might not know. In most of those operations, in nearly all or most of it, you will see Nigerian Army, you see Nigerian Navy. DSS is there on intelligence gathering. All of us are collaborating. Some of those operations, before it is embarked upon, the enforcement is being done, we had already had meeting. Either with Mr. Governor first, then with the services commander, particularly the 5 core services in the state, the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian Navy, Nigerian Police, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, the Department of State Services.
So
we normally
are free to get you information.
They are free. They are becoming to volunteer. That's what whistleblowing act is recognized even by the federal government of Nigeria, and is very vital to what successful operation of any security agency in the country. And that is what we do by relating and collaborating with the citizens. In that regard, there are so many they have done. There are so many kidnapping incidents. You will see that we made effort and we rescue. Maybe at the instance of ransom taking, or when they are about maybe killing or maybe doing something funny with their victim, we will just pass on them and you will see that arrest is being made. So we are doing that. We are see on top of the game. You will see that security generally in the state has been brought and has been improved, and criminality brought down to the BRS minimum.
All right, well, thank you so much for the great work you're doing in Anambra State. We can actually go on and on, but the much time could allow us on the program this morning. We are grateful to the State Commandant and his team for doing great work in Anambra State. We're talking about Commandant Maku Olatunde Adekunle. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, madam. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And up next is Catch the Bus. Don't go anywhere, because we have a whole lot for you this lovely Thursday morning. The weather is really, really, cool and calm. So let us make it a little more interesting for you. Don't go anywhere.